First of all, I never sell to a client
I think you've shown real courage.
because I want to be in the game.
Welcome to Metropolitan Unmuted, our new podcast. I'm your host, Mike Fleet, Deputy CEO at Metropolitan Group. And today you've listened to Marcus Andersson, our Head of Off-Plan Sales and Luxury, and he's shared with us his techniques, tips, tools and advice on how to make it big in leadership and in sales. So, Marcus, welcome to Metropolitan Unmuted, our new podcast.
Thank you so much, Mike.
And this is the people edition, so it's very fitting that we've asked you along to kick things off. This is about really talking to our people, and as the title of the podcast suggests, unmuted, unfiltered, just tell us as it is. Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, so let's get started. I think we should start right from the beginning. So tell us about your journey, Marcus, and how you kind of worked from agent to now senior leader.
Okay, that's a long story. So let's start first. I came to Dubai in 2008 and I started as a real estate agent. And I came April 2008, financial crisis hit in September 2008. So just when I started to get warmed up, the worst financial crisis in the humankind of history happened. So I think it's cemented from all there. And that's what made me strong. A lot of setbacks, a lot of rejections and so forth. So I had two options: go back to Sweden, where I'm coming from, or to continue work hard. So I decided to do the latter.
Good man.
Yeah, thank you. So after that, I started as an agent for a company, and 4 or 5 years down the line, I opened my own company. I started that venture as well. And then another 5, 6 years down the line, I decided this was not for me. So I decided to come back as a real estate agent. And I approached after a while Metropolitan Premium Properties, my dear friend Nikita. So I said, I'm coming over to you. So I started there in, I believe it was March 2023. Wow. And I started as a real estate agent. I came to Nikita. I said I went directly into Nikita team, the best of the best. So then another 6 months down the line, we started something called Team Leader. So it was not me that approached the team leader position in the beginning. So I just wanted to be an agent. But Nikita approached me over and over again and said, Marcus, I think it would be good for you to be a team leader. So I said, okay, if you think so, you're the owner of the company, you're the CEO. So I decided to listen to him. So, all right, let's give it a shot. So I started a team there with 10 agents.
Yep.
And a lot of challenges in the beginning. I didn't know what I was going into because I was sales agent myself, and then just all of a sudden coming into the management position. Of course, I had the background a little bit because I was running my own company for a period of time, so I knew what it was all about. So it's about managing people, managing facts, emotions, and all that. But in the end of the day, it's all about numbers game. And what happened after that was I had to grow the team, because we were only 10 people at the time. So I fast grew the team to 15. We sooner became 20. And we were not performing great as a team in the beginning because I think we were a little bit too fragile with 2 less agents. So after a time when we got up to 20, that team started to perform, and we were the best team for 11 consecutive months.
Wow.
Amongst others, 7 or 8 teams at the time.
Bravo.
Thank you.
And there's more journey to tell. And it's impressive that you have taken on challenges. I think you've shown real courage. Just going right back to the beginning, you came over here, you left your home country with a plan, but then COVID took over that plan, but you decided to stay and deal with it.
So even financial crisis and COVID. So I can tell about both of these things, how it's...
Well, I was going to ask you, can you talk us through some of your early setbacks, any challenges more recently, and how do you handle these challenges? How do you take on these challenges? What do you do about them?
Okay. One thing I learned in life is to handle rejections and setbacks, because I had a lot of them in the beginning. So financial crisis, 6 months down the line, market dropped in some areas as much as 60%. When you spoke to 10 people 10 out of 10 were negative. We're going to leave Dubai. There's no market left. Dubai's going to fail. But I never gave up. I always saw the people that were here. Everybody needed a place to live. So I started, I asked myself, what does people need? So properties were not selling, right? Nobody was buying. No mortgages were approved. But they still need a place to live. So I started by doing rentals. And I became pretty good at it. I didn't do it for the money. I just did it for survival. So it was the survival instinct.
Yep.
So after 50 or so rentals, I got pretty good at it, built a network without knowing it. And then when the market turned, I had a huge network of landlords that became sellers. The tenants became buyers without me knowing it, because I sort of hated it, what I was doing, right? Because it didn't make me richer or anything like that. It was just the
Building
survival.
up experience.
Exactly. Experience was there, building the network. And then when the market turned, I had all the buyers, I had all the sellers, and that's how the business accelerated. So during 3 years down the line, so many setbacks, so many rejections. But just by working hard, then I realized later what it was that I actually had.
You got the payoff. You didn't give up, and you persevered. You kind of started to learn your craft through rentals, and that's a great tip, I think, for anyone that's getting new into real estate. Start there, build up your network, and get the payoff afterwards. All that hard work. Now you're leading a major division now, and you're still closing deals, which for Metropolitan is one of our unique things that we encourage that our leadership continue to stay in sales. Why have you stayed active? What keeps you going, focused on selling?
I tell you that, Mike, it's sales is my passion. I've been doing it for all my life, and I'm still gonna do it no matter what. Even though I'm managing people, and I think it's very important for me to do sales because I want to be in the game.
Yes.
I want to be in the market. I want to understand what's going on. I don't want to be just a pushy manager to tell the agents, sell this, sell that, without knowing the numbers. So I'm actually using real life experience from the feedback from my clients. I investigate which areas are moving, why a product is better than others, and so forth. And so it's just by doing it, get on the ball, instead of just saying something. I show people that it's possible and how to overwin those challenges.
Yeah, I think what you're saying there, certainly what I'm thinking, is that it really builds credibility, that you can show the team, whether they're experienced or without experience, just coming through, that you know what you're talking about and that you can do it for yourself. What do you think about that? Do you think it motivates your team, builds trust? Talk to me a bit about what the team think.
I think it's extremely crucial to show, to lead, to be a leader, to show what can be done and what cannot be done. So I'm facing all the challenges, whatever brokers are facing as well. I need to go into their scheme and see from their perspective what can be done, what cannot be done, and try to guide them in the right direction to show them what is possible and what is not possible.
I think it's key to be with your team, right? To be aligned with what they're doing, understanding that, some of our processes, if they work, if they don't work, you've experienced it for yourself. So you can make those adjustments and encourage change if it's needed. No, I think it's super important. How do you, talking about motivating your team, how do you encourage them to beat target, hit target, and consistently deliver?
The main point here is that agents must be able to handle rejections. Sometimes not only one, but multiple. Sometimes 10 rejections. They might be without a deal for a full month and 2 months, and they see a lot of other agents are closing deals left and right, even though they put in so much time. So I'm telling them, don't give up.
Yep.
Don't give up after 1 week. Don't give up after 1 month. Just do the daily routines and focus on what is important in life. I mean, that's it. Like, I usually separate between the average and the top performer. a top performer is doing the things what they know is necessary every single day, even the days they don't feel like it. Whereas an average performer, they give up too easily.
So best performance comes from persistence, resilience, doing it and doing it again and doing it again. So getting yourself better and better.
That's it. I usually use a term called compounding. And that is like if you think about the piñata,
Yeah.
some kids might whack that piñata 2,000 times. And then another kid comes up on the 2001st time and the piñata breaks, all the candy comes out, right?
Yep.
That's the reward. So it's about never give up. Do the one more call, do the one more meeting, and never ever give up. That's it. That's the most important thing. And many people, I think, in life, they give up too easily. And but one thing is like, it's all about handling rejections and understand I'm not a quitter, and just do the things over and over again. And it comes with mindset, discipline, being organized. Because if I'm dealing with a seller or a buyer, they require that I'm organized, that I know my stuff, the
Yep.
product knowledge, and everything. So I'm the best, because what agents must understand as well, they're not the only agent.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Because it's going to be like the probably the buyer or the client is probably talking to 10 or 20 other agents.
Yep.
And it's not the agent who chooses the client. It's the client who chooses the agent who they want to deal with.
100%. And they have a lot of choice. So if you want to be chosen as the agent, then you should stand out for service, for being organized, structured, doing the things you say you're going to do. Talking of which, you've delivered some big deals recently, and we're proud of you for that. Now, I want you to just think of a deal, recent deal, think about what went right and what could have been different, could have been better. You know, how do you learn from each and every deal?
First of all, I never sell to a client, because no client likes to be sold to. I always identify their needs. So, for an example, there is a project now, luxury commercial, with a developer called Omniat, called Lumina. So that's one deal that I closed quite recently. And I saw the need for it, because luxury commercial is not kind of mainstream.
Yep.
We have tons of residential, we have apartments, but when it comes to commercial and luxury, it's a huge undersupply. So it's all about investigating the need of the clients. So I started to approach a lot of clients with, they have their businesses, they have their offices. So then I pitched this project for them and said, don't you want to upgrade your office? And one of them were like, okay, makes sense. And then I started to pitch this one. So it's all about identifying the need of the client.
Yep.
Instead of selling to them. Because no one likes to be sold to, but they like to shop with their friends.
Yeah, exactly. Help your client feel as an individual, that you have, them in mind. You know, your service is all about what you can give them and what they need. Talk though to me a little bit about some of the challenges you may have faced in recent deals, and what you've learned from that.
There are so many challenges. I face challenges every single day in Dubai real estate. But again, I'm not a quitter. It's just about facing the challenges, jump on board again,
Yep.
and try to win them. But challenges could be that they don't understand the urgency sometimes. So it's very difficult to make clients understand that this is a sellout project. So usually sometimes when I have clients, if I have new clients, for example, I usually guide them through the process. I'm telling them what's going to happen, because if they're not ready to buy right now, they need to see with their own eyes. So, okay, they're going to miss out on one launch or two launches before they actually understand the type of urgency. And it's especially with international clients, they might not be frequent buyers in Dubai real estate. They might not ever have bought anything here before. So they need to be aware of the process. They need to be aware of Dubai. Dubai is like nowhere else in the world. It's like a place on steroids. So they need to be dragged into that. They need to be guided through the whole process. What is it like? And if it is what you actually tell them what it's going to be, you build trust with them.
Yes.
And that's how you close a deal. So some of them might take 6 months to close, some of them might take 12 months to close, or even longer time. So it's all about keeping them in the hand and guiding them to come to the purchase.
Guiding them and helping them see that with a bit of sense of urgency, they get the unit they were looking for or the price that's right for them.
Yes.
But you've got to kind of get them to that point. And there's a real skill there.
Yeah.
Talking of skill, top performers, I'm sure, have real daily habits. They're doing something differently. Now, you touched on that earlier. What else are top performers doing that's different to average performers? What would your advice be?
A top performer has exceptional knowledge about product knowledge.
Yep.
They know what is good. And usually what the top performer does, I mean, including myself, I never sell to someone unless I'm a buyer for it myself. So if I don't like a product, I will be the worst salesperson in history, because I cannot convince someone if I'm not convinced myself.
Yes.
So I think that tells a lot, because it's the tone of the voice. If you believe in what you're actually doing, this is a good product for you.
Yeah.
Then you're actually going to become the best salesperson in the world. And the other thing what I mentioned there is that a top performer is doing the daily routines, and they never give up, and they repeat every single day. Even the days when they're tired, they find the self-motivation, and combined with product knowledge. Another thing which is extremely important is that many agents, unfortunately, in this market, since this off-plan industry started to explode, they want to have they act like order takers. They don't know how to build a report with the client.
Yep.
So it's so important to get the meetings done, to get the client to like you.
Yes.
And also, again, never sell to them, investigate their needs. And then based on what they tell you, then you start to pitch to them exactly what they told you. So usually what I usually tell to the client, based on what you told me, I think this might be a good fit. Combined with perfect product knowledge and the sense of urgency and all of that. And I usually say also that you're born with 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So that is always listen more than you speak. And when you're out there on the property, let the property talk.
Exactly.
Show them, let them in there.
Let the property do the talking.
That's it.
Not just telling. It should be all about selling. And you mentioned product knowledge, super important. Actually knowing the project and liking the project for yourself. Only the motivated can motivate. So you need to like it first to help them like it, right? These are good tips. Thank you, Marcus. Another tip or another area to focus on is, what can often happen is when a salesperson is just all out and there's always pressure. That's why we really respect the sales agents of Metropolitan and all sales agents. How do you handle the pressure and things like burnout?
It's all about believing in yourself, that if you tire one day, everything goes against you. You need to understand there is a day tomorrow.
Yep.
And you need to focus on what you have achieved. And I usually do, I speak to some of my old clients, or just as a mentorship, I try to touch base with people that gives me good energy, try to find the good energy in myself, because I know it's there. So, and I know there is a day tomorrow. So it's just waking up with new, fresh energy, because the history is history, and we always need to look forward. And also for the good things to come, to know what is coming, and to act on time, to be faster than everybody else, because it's all about, in the end of the day, is to beat the competition.
Yes.
And as an agent here in Dubai, if you're better than 50% of the competition, you're gonna make money.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah.
100%. And what you touched on there for me is about mindset. Having the mindset to keep going. Your resilience is key also, and I think in sales. But that mindset of starting again, keep going, focus on that next deal that will come. Having that belief, really important stuff. Okay, now about Metropolitan and its culture, how is that supporting you and other leaders to stay involved in sales?
I think since the organization is so big right now, we have all the infrastructure, we have so many different departments. who are there to support the agents, to are also here to support the leaders, the managers. So we have full support from the company in every single segment. We're fast. We provide all necessary information to our agents to have a healthy environment to be able to close deals. And we're a big happy family. And the same goes for the leaders as well. We also get good support in order for us to work in an extremely high tempo environment.
Yeah, one thing I can absolutely say is, we've achieved a balance of two things: being a family and a strong team, maintaining that family spirit while at the same time being a really strong, motivated sales team. What would be your advice in moving into leadership while at the same time staying sharp in sales?
It's about time management, to make sure that you manage your time properly, because it's extremely easy to get overwhelmed in one area and forget about the other area.
Yes.
But I like to use them as to magnify. If you're strong in one area, it doesn't mean that it needs to feed from the other area. So it's about, I want to see them to magnify together and be in synergy at all the times.
And it's absolutely doable. You've proven that. You've moved into senior leadership. You're heading up a large division. And an agent can move into team leader, then can move into associate director, can move into head of sales. It's possible. And what I love is when we promote from within. I think we should always look first at the talent that we have within our teams towards leadership. And of course, let's give those guys leadership training and support that they need. Well, I'm happy to say that it's been a great pleasure talking to you, Marcus. Thank you for opening up and being frank with us about your techniques, the things you do to stay on top. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to Metropolitan Unmuted, the People Edition. And there will be more stories to come from real people doing real things to create real results. We'd love you to stay in touch and subscribe to the channels below. Thank you.